how do we begin? What is up? What is up, everybody? It's Kimberly. Welcome to my room.
Your room?
Welcome to our room.
Our room.
Most of you guys know that I am in a relationship, and if you watched a lot of videos, you've probably seen this guy in a video from time to time. But we've never really sat down and done like a formal Q&A, like get to know us relationship tag. So guys, this is Nathan, my husband.
Hey everybody.
Are you ready for this, by the way?
We're gonna answer everything.
Well, today we're gonna answer like
not everything.
Not everything.
Some
There's
things.
no time for that.
Some things.
Some things. Just the most highly requested questions that you guys had, and there were a lot. So we're gonna try our best to like give you guys the deets on our relationship, and we'll go from there. What do you guys think?
I'm excited.
I'm excited
Are you excited?
too. Okay, let's do it.
We were at this local bar in Toronto.
It's like it's more like a
It's like
club.
a loungy,
like a
clubby,
supper club,
yeah.
dance
Like, it's
place.
very classy.
Very classy.
Yeah.
And I don't think I was even old enough to like get in because I was 24. It was like 25 plus.
Scandalous.
I know. I'm like a rebel.
I was ordering a drink at the bar, and then I looked over to the dance floor, and then it was kind of like in the movies where there was like a light shining down from the top, and angels were singing,
Oh
and I
my
saw the most
God.
beautiful girl in the club. So I went over to talk to you, and you were there with dancing with your friends.
I was, yeah.
And as I was approaching, she was getting pushed away, or you were pushing away another guy.
I was pushing away another dude.
Yeah. And so, like, you don't really know what to think about that. I still remember the dress you were wearing.
You do?
It was like
what color was
the
it?
blue and the brown and white.
Yeah, it was like a pattern dress.
It was like
But
this
it was
pattern.
like,
I don't even know how to describe it, but it looked good.
it was really weird
Good
because like
choice.
that was one of the nights that I felt the most beautiful. Like, you know when you go out and you're just having like a really good day and like you have like a nice dress or like something that you're wearing just makes you feel really good. Like that was one of those days for me.
Did you see the shining light at all times? The one that I saw?
No, I'm sorry. I was just like, oh, here's a guy walking up to me. What's he gonna say?
So I went up to you, right?
Yeah.
And then you were pushing that guy away.
Yeah.
And so when I approached you, I just kind of said, hey, I wanted to come over and talk, but it looks like you don't like guys with ties.
Yeah, that's what
And
you
I've
said.
got a tie on.
And
what
then,
am I gonna do?
And then I was like, no, like I like ties. And then I started like pulling your tie and I was like, oh, that's Dan. It just felt really natural and cute. Like not overly seductive or something like that. 'Cause
No,
you know
no,
me,
no.
like
No, it was
it's
just
not really,
fun. It was just fun.
really fun. And I don't remember what we talked about.
Well, no,
but
so I introduced myself to you and your friends.
Yeah.
Right? And just tried to kind of like make everyone feel involved. And I wasn't just like honing in on you per se.
I don't think I would have liked that very much if he was like just focused on me and like putting pressure on me or something like that. But like he was just really social and fun. And I was like, oh, like he's a really cool guy. Like he made my friends feel really special. And like, I don't know, he just created like a really fun atmosphere for us. So that's how we met. It was fun. It was a good experience. Not stressful, and that's how it should be, I think.
For you.
Stressful for
me
you,
when I
because
had
you
to-
approached me,
Yeah.
I guess.
But
yeah.
then it was good.
Yeah, it was good. So when we met, I was like coming out of my master's. I was going into my second year of my master's, and that was 11 years ago. Oh my God, that's great. So yeah, we've been together for 11 years. Married for how many? Do you know?
Well, we were married in
2011.
7/9/11.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, now it's 2000. Wait, have we been married? Are we going on 7 years?
It's gonna be 7 years. Yeah.
Oh my God, I thought we were going on 6 years. That's crazy. Wait, our 7-year anniversary is coming up this summer. So like it's really soon. It's gonna be 7 years.
So do you know what the 7-year anniversary
Is? No, I don't.
The gift?
No.
Right? Like, you know, paper,
Better be
silver,
good.
this, that, whatever.
What is it?
I don't know.
What are you
I
getting
was
me?
just asking you.
No. So we've been together
My
for.
Google's great.
We've been together 11 years, married for 7, and like we were engaged for like a year and a half before we got married. And we have a 4-year-old daughter, so we were married for like a couple years before we got pregnant, and then had her in 2014, and she's now 4.5, Cassie. So, and you guys have seen her in some videos as well, and we love her so much. Like right away he made an impression on me because like, I mean, how can he not, right? But For me, okay, I had been on a lot of dates that summer and I was like really enjoying the experience of dating. I think it's a great experience to go on a lot of dates and like learn about yourself, learn about what you're looking for. But the first thing I noticed about you, not only were you like tall and handsome, I like that a lot, but I loved how fun he was. Like he was fun, he right away seemed easygoing and like instantly I felt chemistry with you. It wasn't like, you know how like people are like, oh, it took a long time to like build up. No, like it was like instant chemistry and I was like, I really like this guy. Honestly though, it's not something like that I was used to feeling so soon or like ever. So the fact that I felt that and I was like, I really like want to spend time with him was like a really positive sign for me.
I remember just feeling like obviously kind of like smitten or whatever. Like there's this sense of almost awe, like wow, she's so pretty, right? But like in a very different way too, like because you've got a different look about you. I think so, yeah, definitely. That was part of it. And then as we were starting to talk, like really the impression I got is cute, sweet, funny, kooky, and like kind of I like the fact that you were driven and very intelligent.
A guy who values success and who values drive, I think is like so important. So if you're really driven, finding someone who actually appreciates that about you and encourages you to do like what you love, I think is like one of the most important things, because then you can just be you. And I've always felt that way with Nathan, that I should just be myself, and if I do that, there's only ever support coming my way, which is so nice. Like that's one of the things I love the most about our relationship.
Last night, woke up in a dream.
Oh, what was our first date like?
I mean, I killed it. Like, let's just get that out of the way, right?
I think he did. I think he did totally kill our first date, you guys. He did. He planned the whole thing. I lived in a residence at U of T at the time, and as I was like chatting with my roommates about this guy I was going on a date with, we were gonna be going to play mini putt, and he was supposed to pick me up, and they were like, "Are you really gonna get in a stranger's car?" And I was like, oh my god, like I never even thought of that. He's basically a stranger to me. So I had like a little nervous moment where I was like, oh, like, should I be going on a date with someone I don't really know? We talked for long enough that I knew you were some kind of psycho, and like we also added each other to Facebook, and I could see that you like had friends and like you were part of a network. And
well, that was key.
We literally had zero friends in common though. That was the crazy part.
But you could check me out and you could be like, he's like not a psychopath.
Yes.
He does know other people that seem normal.
He has friends.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
But then, okay, so then the mini golf thing, that was just something that was like in my head at the time where I'm like, I haven't gone mini golfing in a while, so like, why not place to get to know somebody? And
yeah,
I thought it was a good first date too, because you're doing something, so there's less pressure.
Yeah, it was.
And then the other thing was that if after the 18 holes she wasn't as cool as I thought she was, I could have just ended it there and called it a night.
Oh my, so there was like pressure on me.
Well, you passed the test.
Oh my
Although
God.
The first 3 holes you did putt with your putter backwards. And I was too nervous to like really be taking it all in and even tell you. And then after that, like you started doing better once you turned it around, Brad, and used it properly.
Okay. You know I'm not an athlete, so now it makes sense, right? I think mini putt was like the perfect first date choice because it was so casual and like relaxed and stuff that I had a lot of fun. Like we were outdoors, like I didn't dress like super fancy. I was just like wearing capri pants and like a tank top or something. But it was so nice, and like as we were going from hole to hole, he was telling me stories about like his friends and like fun times that they had, and I think he kept me like really entertained.
After the mini putt, which like ended up being really good, I then took her to a kind of like fun, cool rooftop patio.
Yeah, that was really fun.
And that was fun because it was just like the perfect end to a nice summer night.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. And one thing that I have to say is like, this might sound like really...
I think I know what you're gonna say. Just say it.
So when we were sitting on the rooftop patio, he was wearing like this shirt. Like maybe, was it a dress shirt you were wearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's wearing a dress shirt when we were mini putting, and then while we were on the rooftop patio, it was so hot. It might have been like 33 degrees Celsius. It was so hot. He took off his dress shirt and he had like one of those little wife beaters on underneath, and he was sweating. And like that was the moment that I looked at him and I was like, I really like him. I'm not kidding. That's when I was like, he is very attractive and I like him a lot. I think you guys should know, because if you find someone attractive, like that's a good thing, right? Like if you feel yourself attracted to them and you're like, wow, like I really like them, don't ignore that. That's an important part of your relationship. And I feel like, I don't know, for me, like that was a moment where I was like, not only do we connect on all these levels, like we have chemistry, and that was like so obvious to me. So
It's important.
don't ignore it.
And if somebody told me there'd be nobody else but
I'm just picturing one of those things where we both go, like, answer at the same time, and I'm like, yes, and you're like, no. But for me, like, kind of, yeah, like, I actually called my buddies. Like, so I was there with my friends. They were just, like, somewhere else in the bar, then they had texted me, and they're like, oh, we're heading out, we can't find you, whatever. And I actually called my buddy, and I was like, I'm in love, man. And he's like, well, maybe you had too much to drink. But, like... But no, I felt like definitely.
Here's the thing, is that I don't think I believe necessary in like love at first sight, because like seeing someone, it's not like you can be like, I'm in love with them. But what I can say is like within the first like 30 seconds of talking to you, I was like, I really like this guy. Like everything is there. And it was almost like, as long as anything doesn't go wrong, this seems like it could be like a really good match for me. I'd been burned a couple of times, and I'd been in some relationships that weren't so good. So I was like very careful with my heart, and it wasn't like I was ready to just give it to someone. Like you had to really prove yourself to me to show me that like you were a good guy. And so I think like if I had just let myself fall like head over heels, that was something that I didn't really want to do. I wanted to make sure that like you met the requirements.
Yeah, for sure.
It felt different than any other situation.
And then for me, it was constantly like, okay, like even like a couple weeks in, I'm like, I might love this girl, but like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. I felt
right?
that too.
It's too soon. So like the logical brain was telling the heart like, you don't know what you're talking about, buddy, right? And then it just apparently the heart did know.
You looked at me like with these eyes where I was like the most beautiful person in the world to you. And that was like an amazing feeling in a relationship. So I think that for you guys, like if you find someone who looks at you like that, who like adores you and makes you feel so beautiful, like I think that's the sign that they could be the one, as long as you feel the same way about them. I mean, that carries out throughout the rest of your relationship, and you will always feel that way, and you'll always feel good about yourself and strong about the relationship. So, I mean, try to find a guy like that who looks at you like that, or a girl, whatever you're into. I don't remember.
You don't remember?
The big moment for us, like, because we did have a big moment. Like, it was like, I was in Toronto for the summer. I knew I only had a summer before I had to go back to school. We kind of were like getting farther and farther in our relationship as time went on. And then like Labor Day weekend, right before I had to go back to university, we were laying on the dock at your friend Jeff's cottage.
So that's the keys. You were going back to university, so it was like, are we gonna do this temporary long distance thing?
Yes, it was
or
time.
Or was this the summer fling?
Yeah, it was like time to decide.
And Justin Timberlake's Summer Love was the song of the summer, so it was like, we were very much reminded of all
this
that,
just
right?
can't be summer love, you'll see. We're laying on the dock at Jeff's cottage. And I can't even remember what happened or what I said, but we came to the conclusion that we were falling in love.
It was super classic because we were like staring at the stars.
We were, and it was like super romantic, and like we weren't near anybody else. Everyone was like in the cottage having a party. We were just like and it was really nice. And I remember like leaving that weekend feeling so much better about going back to school because like we were really solid as a couple.
we don't need a king. Oh, I don't know what you've been told, but
Oh my god, I need to think. I think the sweetest thing that you've done is actually like the way he proposed. It was so sweet. He took me to New York City. He took me to like one of my favorite restaurants there, and the whole weekend we had like a horse-drawn carriage. We did like all the romantic things, and then like one night we went to this super romantic dinner, and like in our room, which was at the W, it was like so nice. He proposed like we could see Times Square like from our room, and he proposed in our room, and I was like so shocked because I had a feeling you were close to like proposing, but I thought if he was gonna do it, it would be on Valentine's Day, which was a couple days later. So I was like shocked that it was happening like as soon as we got there.
There's a detail you're leaving out. I feel bad about bringing this up because it's like you're pumping my tires here, but I had all the chocolate covered strawberries and the champagne. And they were in the room, and it was kind of late by this point, and because it was a surprise and it was all laid out, right? Because we just got back from dinner and like the
plan was that we were supposed to come back to the room and that like I'd be like, oh my god, what's all this?
In my mind, that's what was gonna happen, is that she'd walk in and be like, oh my god, right? That's not how it happened.
Because like
instead,
people
what
at the
happened,
hotel came in and did it all while we were at dinner.
So what happened was instead she's like, oh, I'm tired, and then she just went to go get her like comfortable like jammies or whatever, right? And she walked right past it, and I'm like, okay, she walked past it once. No way this is happening again. She walked past it again.
I just didn't notice.
Again.
So then
I literally had to do this. I was like, Kim, and then I turned her shoulders towards the flowers.
And there were like rose petals everywhere, like just didn't even see
the strawberries
Such a
and the champagne. And then no, you're just focused on like you wanted to go to bed. But
you know when a girl needs to get in her jammies. She just needs to go to bed, and it was late. I'd had some wine, and I was just like, boom, like it's jammy time over here.
Yeah. Honestly, it's an easy decision for me.
What is it?
I don't have to think about it.
Really?
I think the sweetest thing that Kim ever did for me is when I turned 30.
Oh yeah.
Which wasn't that long ago, just for the record.
Oh,
okay. But when I turned 30, what she did is she had called up all of my friends and told them to get together for a surprise party. And then we're in Toronto, so one of my friends was like, oh, I've got tickets to the Leafs and we're gonna go to the box, and I was like super excited, and I'm like, great, cool. The guy's like, oh, I'm gonna go and get the tickets, we gotta go to the bar first. And then we go to this one section of the bar, and it's all like my friends. So there's like, I don't know, whatever, like 40 or 50 people there. And I saw your cousin first of all three. And I'm like, oh wow, your cousin's here. And then it was like, oh my god, I know like everybody here. This is amazing. Yeah. And that was really sweet because not only did she throw the surprise party and like rent out a part of this like, you know, big restaurant, she also had t-shirts printed out.
We were all wearing t-shirts of him.
With my like headshot basically.
His modeling headshot. It was awesome.
And then she also had like a big life-size like cardboard cutout of me.
And you guys have seen it in videos before because sometimes I put it.
I hate you, Jake.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember that. I hate you, Jake.
I hate you, Jake.
But it was funny because like I knew I wanted to throw you like a crazy surprise party, but I also really wanted to embarrass you like in a funny way, and nobody had seen these like modeling shots of you. So I thought it was hilarious that we were all wearing it on our t-shirts and that this like life-size cutout like ended up being like a staple of the night, and like it is currently a staple like in our house.
My youth is yours, tripping on skies.
Ooh! I think I know this one. Oh yeah. And I think I planned it too. Do you remember? Okay, so.
Well, wait a minute.
My most memorable
date. You planned like maybe 2 dates in the
house. This was super special. One day, I was just like in this mood where I was like, you know what? I want to surprise you to like a day of fun. I just like wanted to like give him an awesome, like go on this awesome day date together. So I got tickets for a Jays game.
Doesn't ring a bell? No, can't remember it at all.
Okay, so no, it gets better, okay? I got tickets. Wait, what did we do first? No, okay. So what we did first was we went on...
That's the most memorable thing.
What? What's so funny about, like, I can't remember the order that it was?
Because it's the most memorable, you can't remember.
No, I couldn't remember the order, but, like, the first thing we did was we went on one of those, like, crazy, cheesy city bus tours. We went in the bus, and we live in Toronto, but like we've never been on like a city tour in our own city, so I thought it'd be like super romantic and fun. So like we did that. I think at first he thought, oh, this is gonna be like so cheesy, but then we had so much fun and we learned so much, and the bus like goes in the water and then it becomes a boat.
What?
So I was like, whoa, like bet you didn't know that. So then we went to a restaurant for lunch, and then we went to a Jays game, which he loves, and I hate sports. So it proved that I was thinking about you. Yeah. And that was super memorable.
Yeah. Yay, sports.
But I enjoyed the popcorn and the hot dogs.
Yeah.
or something we're mad about, which is off. I mean, it's normal for you to have a fight in a relationship. Two separate people with strong opinions and you have different personalities, like it's gonna be inevitable that you disagree on things, and we do too all the time. But the real key is like how you work through that. And we always talk about what we're feeling, and we try to talk about our own point of view and what, you know, how we feel about something. And we always try to work it out before we go to bed. Like we don't hold on to those feelings of resentment.
I think for me, I think it's because we've got good communication.
Yeah.
Like we put an effort into communication. And it's communicating about where you're coming from, and then trying to understand where the other person is coming from as well, to get to the root of the issue. Because a lot of the time when there's a conflict, it can seem like you're talking about something at this level, but then it's actually something else. Yeah. Or there's like some sort of interpretation of the situation that you have that I don't see.
Yeah. And you have to help each other see that. Yeah. And that's what love is though. Like I feel like if you really love someone, if you're in a relationship, you're not just gonna get mad at them one day and walk out. Unless things actually genuinely aren't working out. But if you love someone, like you'll work it out and you'll be able to talk through whatever the problem is. And I mean, if it is meant to be and if you are truly in love, like that's what you do.
I would say that you should look for someone that you can share a system of values with. Where it's obvious that you're coming from the same place. You know, it's nice if you can go hiking together and like play sports together or something like that, but that's not really that important unless it's really core to who you are.
So you're saying it's not about what you're interested in.
It's not about what you're interested in. Yeah, it's about having a similar viewpoint on life. It's about connecting on a deeper level. Every relationship is different, and every person needs something different. So it's hard to really sit here and say like you need to go get this, because I think there's someone out there for everyone else. So like for me, I know that I was looking for someone like you. In terms of like, I wanted someone who was smart and pretty and driven. I wanted someone that I couldn't push around. I wanted someone that was gonna push back, right? But also someone that wasn't gonna only try and like dominate me or something like that. Like I wanted an equal.
Yeah.
Right?
That's nice.
But like not everybody wants that.
Yeah, true.
So if you don't want an equal, you need to find someone that wants to be the alpha or wants to be the beta, depending on what you want to be, as an example.
Totally. I think of all you guys, and especially like young girls going into relationships, and you know, coming from my past, I've had a relationship that wasn't so healthy. It was a 5-year relationship. We lived together. I held none of the power in that relationship. And so when I got out of that relationship, I said, I want someone who treats me like an equal, and someone who makes me feel beautiful. Somebody who loves me for exactly who I am, and so I can just feel free to like be who I am in that relationship. And so I went into this relationship, I would say almost selfishly, but like in a good way. Like girls and guys who are watching this, like you have to be looking out for yourself when you get into a relationship and say like, does this relationship make me feel like the best version of myself, so that I can then go and give to the world or serve other people in the way that I'm best suited to. And when you're in the right relationship, your light will shine. For me, I was so concerned about finding someone that I felt was like the right match, that made me feel happy, that made me feel valued and appreciated and beautiful. And I would say like, if you want a healthy relationship, find someone. Don't get fixated on someone else and give them all the power, because you're powerful and you need someone who sees you as all of those things. And so you value each other equally. Don't shortchange yourself when it comes to what you have to offer in a relationship, because you're valuable, and don't settle until you find that. I know that's really serious, but it's so true. So like, do not sell yourself short.
It's serious business.
If you're gonna spend your life with someone, they better be damn good to you.
It's true.
So I think that's all the questions from you guys, but we wanted to do one more thing. Our little girl Cassie has been like, she's with their babysitter Allison right now, and they're having a lot of fun, but she wanted to come and say hi to you guys. And you've seen her in a couple of videos before, but we've never like introduced her to the love bug. So do you guys want to meet her?
Formal introduction.
Yeah?
I do.
Come on. Oh! Oh, you want to sit with Dad, not me? Oh my gosh. Did you show Allison how you can read?
The cat sat on that.
Good. What's this one?
I don't want to say that one. I'm gonna say this one.
Sure.
Papa sat on the dog and cat.
Woohoo! Good job. You want to tell everybody what your name is?
Cassie.
Yeah, nice.
And how old are you? 4.
What's your favorite color?
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Rainbow. Oh, when we went to the nail salon, she asked for rainbow nails. She's stylish already. Are you stylish? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you wearing lipstick right now? Yes. She asked for lipstick before. Who's more fun? Mommy or daddy? Oh.
Yeah. Who's a better singer, mommy or daddy? Yeah, it's true.
Who teaches you more stuff?
It's not one of you, it's one of my teachers.
You're so funny.
Right? Yeah.
You're so funny. Oh my god. Okay guys, we hope you enjoyed that video of our
everybody.
Not yet.
Not-
And we'll see you guys next week for another video all about relationships.
Bye, everybody.
Bye everybody.
Bye.